Look deep, dream boldly, and step into your potential. That is the message this new moon on May 26th in Gemini. And a week later, on June 2nd, we have the first quarter. The message then is follow your joy, let it expand you, spiral up, and act with integrity. All right, hello. My name's Laura Custo, and I am the Moon Phase Astrologer, and this is the Moon Method. Each week, I share the moon's message, and I also show you how to use it to confidently slow down, find clarity, so you can reach your goals and ultimately build your legacy. I'm telling you, if you're successful, but it feels empty, this might just be your missing puzzle piece. So make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss your message from the moon. So this week, I'm shaking things up a bit. I wanted to start talking to you about some broader topics here on the channel, and I want to get these moon phase episodes out to you a little bit earlier as well. So here's what I'm going to do. This week, I'm talking about the Gemini New Moon in 2025 and the first quarter that follows it. Next week, I'll talk about the Sagittarius full moon happening June 11th, as well as the last quarter after that. And then I'll start to alternate weeks with a broader topic and how the moon phases can help, as well as having these regular episodes. Speaking of how the moon phases can help, if you want cues for how to use each moon phase, you've got to get my free guide, okay? It's totally free. It's called the Moon Phase Compass, and it's where I share the three steps that I use each and every moon phase to work with the energies. I'll put a link in the show notes, just pop in your email, and then you'll get a newsletter each Friday where I'll help you hone in on the active moon phase. Okay, so now let's talk about this new moon in Gemini happening on May 26th. It is exact at 9:02 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Now, this is kicking off a brand new story for you. That's what new moons do. And this particular story is going to reach a culmination point on a full moon that happens at about the same degree in Gemini. It'll be 18 months away. So for planning purposes, that date is November 24th, 2026. Now, as you're writing down your intentions, thinking about your goals, you want to focus in on the area of life in your chart that Gemini oversees. So take a look at your chart, hone in on that one specific area. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's where Moon Chat comes in. It is my membership, and for just $19 a month, I will send you an email custom to you 2 days before each moon phase, letting you know not only what moon phase we're in and how to work with the energies, as well as some of the little tidbits I share on these videos, but I will also give you that one area of life so you know exactly where to focus each and every moon phase. I'll put a link for that in the show notes as well. All right, so this new moons, they're a time to get quiet, to go within and connect with your deepest desires and what you really want in life. And on this particular one, it's, what do you really want your life to stand for? All right. And then we write these goals down as if they've already happened. And you're really putting yourself also into the energy of what it would feel like to achieve them. Both the energy that you're in and writing them down matters. Now let's dig into the energies and why the moon is saying, look deep, dream boldly, and step into your potential. Leading up to this new moon, we have a lot of conversations, I'm going to say, happening between the planets in the sky. We have, and I'll just run through them real fast and then tell you what they mean, but Sun trine Pluto, Mercury conjunct Uranus, Saturn's going into Aries, and then Mercury is having conversations. It's entering Gemini, it's sextiling Saturn and Neptune. Oh my goodness. And that's all happening May 24th through the 26th, all before this new moon. But really, it's in the 48 hours or so leading up to the new moon, and it's giving you really, really great energy to work with as you start to think about and ponder goals that you want to come into your life. So what does all of this energy mean? All right, let's dig into it a little bit more. On the 24th, we're going to naturally allow or find ourselves thinking about deeper elements of our life. Things that we haven't fully examined from the past, or maybe it's things that you've always been interested in, but you haven't gone there because they were sort of uncomfortable, right? But you're going to, on the 24th, naturally have a bigger appetite for them. And this is this aspect between the sun and Pluto. The sun is about the self, and Pluto is those deep, hidden things that are a little uncomfortable or maybe forbidden, let's say. But you're going to maybe find yourself naturally going there and allowing yourself to think about them, okay? Roll with it. Roll with it if you do. So as you start to think about those things, your analysis of them is also more likely to take on an unconventional approach. So whereas before you might have looked at them, but then immediately started to analyze them and think, oh, nothing's possible, you're going to also have this supportive energy that is allowing your analysis to be a little more outside the box, unconventional, sudden, surprising, not what people expect, right? And this is Mercury and Uranus doing their little dance, okay? Next, you're going to start to feel a sense of personal responsibility for this, right? You're starting to think about things maybe that you haven't thought about, things that are uncomfortable. You're going to start thinking about them unconventionally, and then perhaps even start to feel like, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could actually make something happen here. And this is Saturn moving into Aries, because Aries, well, first of all, Saturn is the planet of responsibility, and it's entering Aries, which is this fiery or warrior energy. And at its core, though, more of a neutral description would be self-sufficiency and being capable, right? I am and I can. That's what this energy is. And then finally, you're going to have the opportunity, it's an opportunity, to round out your thinking and perhaps come to some conclusions on the 25th, right before this new moon. And what's happening then is Mercury's making these angles with Saturn and Neptune. And again, this is opportunity energy, so you will need to give this a little bit of effort. But what could happen here is these are harmonious aspects that Mercury is making, and you're going to get clarity on how to do it. So practical, how to make it happen type of ideas. And you're also going to get clarity on why you might want to do it. So your big, passionate, deep reason, sort of run away with the idea and imagine how great it could culminate and result in your life. So that's the type of energy that you're working with. So that's where that message from the moon comes from, to go deep, to take big, bold, unconventional action. So then the next day on the 26th, you have your new moon. So if you embrace those energies leading up to that new moon, you're going to have some material, right, about what to dream about and lean into on that day. That's what the new moon is all about. It's dreaming. Go within. It's also a really great time to get creative. So if you have a creative hobby like painting, playing the piano or another instrument, dance, those are great. It's also just great to get out and get you into a calm headspace. Go hiking, mountain biking, running, do some meditation. But that's what I would recommend on the 26th, is just to be able to take some time and really allow this dream to continue to build and start to flourish in your inner being. And now I'm going to say one more thing, because this is in Gemini. A Gemini new moon. Normally on the new moons, I say go within and really focus on yourself, but Gemini is a very social sign. It loves to talk. And so it could also be a really great day to dream and explore these ideas that you're having with someone that you know and trust, and someone that would also be up for that type of a conversation. So it's just another idea there. So that is the new moon. And then the day after the new moon, on May 27th, we have another aspect that Mercury is making. And now this time it's with Pluto. And it's an effortless angle that they're making. And it's going to naturally just happen. So on the 27th, you could have sort of an aha moment with respect to some of that deep, those hidden themes that you were exploring earlier in the week, let's say. So it's just a day later, but you might have a breakthrough or an aha moment. So I would be on the lookout for that. And then finally on May 29th, so we're just a few days after the new moon, I think this would actually be a good day to sit down and journal your new goals and intentions. And the reason I'm picking this, number one, when we work with the new moon on the actual day of the new moon, we want to go within and dream. It's not actually the best day to write out your goals and intentions. We want to take some time, first of all, to explore them and get clear on them. The second reason is that we want to put physical pen to paper when we can start to physically see the moon in the sky again. And that doesn't happen for a couple more days, right? So the other reason I'm picking the 29th is because of this particular aspect that's happening, which is Mercury is meeting up with the sun. And so Mercury is the planet of communication and analysis. The sun is yourself. And so these energies are merging, making it a really great day to journal about new goals for yourself. Then we move into June and we start approaching that first quarter that's happening in Virgo on June 2nd at 9:41 Mountain Standard Time. Now the message at this first quarter is follow your joy. Let it expand you. Spiral up and act in integrity. Okay, so what's up with all that? All right, first of all, the first quarter that's happening in Virgo, we want to think about the sign. Virgo itself is a very busy and productive sign. It loves organization and it loves cleanliness. And so the action that you take on this first quarter, I mean, I think that your action should always include this, but especially here in Virgo, it needs to be full of integrity. It needs to be organized and it needs to be transparent. So that's where I get that act in integrity piece. Now, this first quarter, as with all first quarters, is tied to a new moon. That new moon, that's going to give you some clues for where your action's going to be most productive for you, is the new moon that happened on September 2nd, 2024. So you're going to want to go back and look at that date. Did you write something down? Did you actually keep a journal, write down intentions? Great, you've got a starting point. If not, go look at photos, look at your calendar, your emails, and piece it together, see what was going on. But most of all, what you want to uncover, in addition to the details, is how are you feeling? What was your energy like? Because the first quarter is also an opportunity to redirect things if things are not going the way that you would like them. I'm telling you, the more I work with the moon phases, I'm actually starting to write down what my energy is realistically on these moon phases, because that is very handy as I get to some of the follow-up phases. So hone in, see if you can find your energy. And now on this first quarter, you're going to be taking action to move things forward. It's external action with the world. It's not just in your head or writing it down. It's things like sending an email, having a conversation, signing up for something. It's committing to something, and it's getting skin in the game. These quarter moon phases, the first quarter and the last quarter, they don't get a lot of attention, and I'm here to change that, because if you do not work with these quarter moon phases, that's why you don't see results. You have to start getting skin in the game and taking action. The new moon and the full moon are not about that. It's these quarter moon phases, okay? If you are planning something big, I also want to chime on this. So let's say you look at the new moon back in September of 24, and now you're here at the first quarter and you're going to commit to something. Well, you're going to want to keep in mind the full moon. And the full moon is where you are most likely to have this all come to a culmination. It is when the moon will be full in Virgo again at the same degree in the sky. So that date, if you're planning something big and you can schedule it, would be March 3rd, 2026. All right, now a few energies that can help you with this first quarter. And there is an actually ideal day to take action if you don't actually do it on the 2nd, and that will be June 5th. And I'll get to that here in just a moment. So on the 4th, Venus is making a harmonious aspect with Jupiter. Now, harmonious aspects, some of them just happen naturally, and some of them are opportunities. This is one of those opportunities. So you're going to have to be aware of it and see if something comes along for you to grab hold of and take advantage of it. Now, what you're looking for here on the 4th is an opportunity to indulge in something that you take pleasure in. Because if you do that, it has the potential to expand and to result in something even better. And so a good example here is, let's say that you enjoy playing the lottery from time to time. If you do, June 4th is a really great day to buy a lottery ticket. You have a good chance of winning. Now, on the flip side, if you don't enjoy playing the lottery, don't go buy a lottery ticket. It needs to be something that you enjoy doing. So go ahead and give that a whirl there on the 4th. Then on the 5th, Mercury is doing a dance with a few different planets, and this is where this taking action comes in. So what's happening on the 5th is that Mercury is in an angle of tension with the nodes of the moon, the north node and the south node. And what's happening there, Mercury is our analysis. And so it's sitting there in an angle of tension, debating about the past and the future, the status quo or moving forward, what I've always gotten versus what I really want. And so this is where that spiral upward piece comes in that I was talking about earlier. I want to encourage you to be aware of this energy, because if you feel this push and this pull, what you want to do is know that that's in existence and choose to spiral up. Choose to embrace what you really want. Choose to embrace the brave, bold path here. Okay? So what also happens on that day, and it's a little bit after this dance with the nodes of the moon happens, is that Mercury has a harmonious aspect with Mars. It is, again, that opportunity energy, but now this is how we communicate and analyze with the planet of action. So literally, couldn't ask for a better aspect near a first quarter to help you take action. I love it when Mars gets involved on our quarter moons because it's helping us take the action that we need to take. The final thing that's happening on the 5th is that Venus is entering the sign of Taurus. And I wouldn't say that this is necessarily something that's going to help you take action, but it is lovely because Venus rules Taurus and it loves being in Taurus. And so it'll be there until July 4th, so about a month. And during the month of June now, collectively, you can be aware of this energy and root into these tangible things of pleasure. That's what Taurus is. It's an earth sign. So any sort of earthly pleasure is really, really great to indulge in or share with those that you love during the month of June. So things like food and drink, putting your feet on the grass, blooming flowers, cozy blankets. Again, any earthly pleasure is just lovely to indulge in and share with others during the month of June. All right. So with that, I just want to reinforce these messages from the moon. Again, we have the new moon, May 26th, happening in Gemini. It's a time to look deep, look at what's hidden, what you're maybe been afraid of, but look at it. You got support to do it. Then dream boldly, right? Step into your potential, okay? And then those are those intentions that you're writing down for the new moon. Then the first quarter, about a week later, June 2nd in Virgo. The message from the moon here is follow your joy, right? There's that Venus, the pleasure, see what expands. Spiral up though, when you feel that tension, to look at the past and the status quo versus what you really want. Make a conscious decision to spiral up and then act. Take some action to move your dreams forward with integrity. All right, I hope that's been helpful, and thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, please leave a review or drop a thumbs up depending on where you're listening. And if this was helpful for you and you think someone else would love it, please share it with them. All right, until next time, take care.